Honestly, I mean, and the last year has been, with every category, I think, everyone has just had their own version of a challenge or an experience. I can't believe it'll almost be a year now since
Ah,
I think it was March 10th when New York City went on lockdown, and yeah, it'll just be a couple of weeks, and it'll be 1 year. For me, it was at first, just trying to deal with the new, whatever that new normal was. As I mentioned, I'm a working mom, so having to figure out how to deal with, having to work full time still at home. My husband also works full time, and having then at that time a not even 2 year old when the pandemic started, and just and having to kind of live a life that you could be productive and still fulfill the role that you have as both a mom and a career woman. So to me, that was one of the, I get, not necessarily a challenge, but sort of something that I had to just navigate through. The challenge from a business standpoint for us was, grocery stores and retail had just shut down, and I'm sure, as everyone can see, like, other industries are hit harder than most in terms of the categories that they're in. We are so thankful that people are still drinking water. So we actually have seen growth still happening for us on a year over year basis. And I am also in a world where, I live and breathe digital and e-commerce. And so as part of my role as CMO is I also lead our e-com business. So we certainly saw that uptick in our e-com business, as well as more and more consumers, even more so now, get onto, a digital consuming behavior, from the way they shop, the way they do their grocery purchases, and so it opened up quite a bit of marketing opportunities that were not available before, and especially for grocery in particular, where I've always thought that they were kind of like the last frontier to get up on, with the bandwagon of digital. It really accelerated that momentum and that trajectory for them to start capitalizing on online retail and online marketing opportunities. So what came with that as a challenge was having to pivot really fast. But at the same time, trying to be judicious about your budget. So there were a lot of cuts, as I'm sure with everyone else. There were cuts around marketing budget and just trying to make and extend and lengthen the life of every single marketing dollar to reach and maximize as many consumers as you can. So that was definitely one of the bigger challenges, is really pivoting strategically, how you think about marketing, how you try to plug in digital in a category and industry that was just trying to find its way, within that space. The other piece that I think is just more in line with grocery, and in particular with food and beverage, is that you used to go to grocery stores and you would see sampling and demos happening, and all of that were taken away. Like, I doubt anyone here would be interested in getting a sample or a demo from anything right now in stores. So we had to pivot quickly again on how to figure out how to, get trial and consideration for our consumers. So I say, like, those are sort of like the big challenges, and I'm, so proud of my team that we were able to kind of navigate through that. We're not out of the woods yet, but we were able to figure out pretty quickly and test our way through. A lot of learnings along the way on what works, as well.